Yo, what's good guys, I'm on fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another mini scheme in Madden 22. A little offensive scheme for you guys. We're going to be in the trips tight end offset, and just going to show off some plays, show off some setups that you guys might like, and I do hope you enjoy. We're in the Packers playbook. This is also in Seattle, which I probably should have picked Seattle, but it is what it is. We're in Packers. It's in Seattle. It's in some other playbooks. I think it's in Houston. I think it might be in the Chargers, so it is in some other playbooks, but again, probably Seattle's the best one. I assume most of you guys are running Seattle if you would run this formation because you have bunch tight end and bunch, so that's my bad, but yeah, this is a really good scheme. I don't feel like you need a lot of abilities to run it, and we're just going to show some simple plays, go through these 4 plays that you see on the screen right here. These 4 plays I think are probably the best plays. Maybe we tap into some other runs a little bit later, but we're going to stick with these plays, and again, not really running any abilities, so without further ado, make sure you guys drop a like, and let's jump straight into it. Alright, I actually decided that I am going to start out with one more run. It's going to be the RPO trap. Now, there is the Bucks RPO, like Buck Sweep Alert, I think it's called, play, if you are in the Seahawks playbook, so there is that play if you want to run that. But we got the 0-1 trap. The 0-1 trap, always a really good run, always just simple, pretty efficient, and it overall generally just gets the job done. So here is the handoff portion. You can definitely run it up the middle. Now I'm going up against a pretty heavy front here, a 3-4 formation, so there's going to be good run defense, better run defense than you would see out of dollar or nickel or whatever formation. But yeah, man, the objective of this formation is generally to stay balanced, remain balanced, and continue that. Of course, you have this bubble option, which I'm not sure why that throw is so bad, but you do have this bubble option, which there we get a good throw. And you can definitely throw that. I don't know why they rated I don't know why CD Lamb's overall is still so low, by the way. That's whack. He should be like an 87 or 88, not an 83. Really makes no sense to me as someone who watched the Cowboys all season. So, but going back, just a simple run again. It wasn't in my audibles. It's not the best run. It's not the best play, but I'll show it, throw in a little extra play for you guys. So, again, there's also an RPO alert bubble. There's a read option if you prefer those over the inside zone. Just going to throw that out there. But let's hop into the first play, levels sale. Favorite setup for this, just to streak B and actually snap the ball. And it's just going to be a good quick snap play, as that's a bad swerve catch, but you saw that he was open. Good quick snap play. It's one of the more annoying plays to kind of catch somebody off guard with, and you can really just kind of throw this and usually complete something quick. Again, you have a couple of high-low reads between both RB and A, and then you have Y and X as well. And you also have this seam streak. I like putting B in a streak out of A slot. This would be a tight end. I would put him on a streak as well, but something else I like to do is go with the drag instead of the in route. Just going to be quicker breaking, a little bit of a faster route. It's going to allow you to cut it up a little bit more, and I think it's easier, whereas potentially what you might see if you don't is them quickly use something on this right side and then try to go back, and by the time they do that, they might actually have enough time to get back. But here you see the tight end route, simple pitch and catch right there. And yeah, overall good setup. Another thing that I've done before is, let's say we want to open this up a little bit more. What we can actually do is we can go ahead and put CD Lamb on a little streak or a fade route and kind of open this up a little bit more. Now again, probably going to be a little bit better if you do get set, because when you motion snap him, it takes a couple of seconds off, and him running his route just as clean. So probably what you want to do is use this. Now we will be using more motion streaks, so this isn't necessarily going to be a tell on the play that we're running, but this is just something nice to open up Dalton Schultz. You see just how much more space we have when we do that. So that's definitely something that I'm a big fan of when you're running this play. Something else that you can do with this play is at any time, if you prefer to use a wheel route, you can most certainly use a wheel instead of a other route. This can both open up the wheel route and the tight end, whereas when you use the table route, it seems to really just open up one of those routes. But if you've been playing Madden 22 at all this year, you know that you can really just throw the wheel routes at any coverage and kind of like cut inside, catch them, as we did right there. So you can really throw these wheel routes at any coverage. Now this formation you also could run from the short side of the field. I know some people like to only keep their trips on the left side this year. That's something that you could do in this formation, but I would probably keep them on the wide side. That's what I like to do. But there you see the seam streak, which of course you can throw at any time. And yeah, man, that's going to do it for level sale. Let's hop into our next play, which is going to be just the regular inside zone. Just a really nice run right there. It's one of the more difficult runs to gap shoot. If you want to know how to shoot inside zones, check out that dollar video I posted yesterday. But I think that dollar defense does not work as good against something like this. And again, we're in a heavy set. It's going to play a little bit better against the run. The odds of you seeing someone running 3-4 odd online, probably slim to none. I would say at this point in the year, you're seeing dollar, you're seeing 2-4-5 odd, but just look at this run against a very good run defense in a very good heavy set. Just putting in absolute work. You can also try and potentially cut this to the outside if you can. Yeah, of course, you got to rely heavy on your wide receiver blocks. You need some good blockers in that case, guys like Brandon Marshall that can hold the blocks. But overall, just a good run there. You see again, 10, 15 yards without even actually being touched the first time. So overall, high-powered run, and again, something that you can do. We're going to motion Cooper over a lot when we talk about the PA crossers play. You already saw we motioned over Lamb, so something you can do is kind of utilize some motion, make the formation a little bit more symmetrical, and that can also help with the cutback. So again, I do like the motion and blocking. It's going to move some guys around. It's going to open up some spaces, and it's going to confuse the user probably, and he's not really going to be expecting a run when he sees motion. There's not a lot of guys that put in that much work on the run plays. A lot of times with runners, they'll just get to the line and snap. But really, when you're running the ball, I think it's important to take those extra steps. Don't take a shortcut and actually do those things, because you will see it pay off with things like motion. So again, here, just really, really good run. Mix this in. Again, I recommend keeping a 20 and 20 attack. If you don't know what that is, it's going to be 20 passes for 20 runs. So you want to keep about a 50% clip on everything. So again, mix in those plays, and that is where, if you have like a really good QB, Derrick Henry, you can definitely mix in a read option. You can mix in the RPO alert bubble, mix in that L1 trap bubble, and then again, if you're in Seahawks, you got that buck alert bubble thing. So really got a variety of plays that you can go to. That's going to take us to our next play. I'm going to go into the PA crossers. First setup for this that I like is to streak A, drag Y, and then you can actually leave X on its deeper post. I would probably smart route it if I did leave it, so you can run it like this the first way. I like to keep the play action, and especially if you're using escape artists, you want to keep the play action because it's going to allow you to cut to that outside a little bit easier. That's not going to be the best one. I would say PA boot over is the best play action, but it is pretty good, and it does allow you to kind of cut out there a little bit better. So again, you can roll out. Of course, if it's man coverage, you're going to have X or B wide open in that case, as CeeDee Lamb makes a nice catch on that. But again, if it is man coverage, Amari Cooper is going to be wide open on this post route. Mix things up. Another thing that you could go to that I've done is maybe Y on like a zig, RB on a little out route if he's only rushing 2 or 3. Just throw your guys out there. There's no reason to block 6 if he is doing that. I know that the play action helps with the escape artist and rolling out to the pocket, so if that's something you're going to try and do, the play action can be helpful for that. But if you're not going to roll out, if you don't have escape artist, I would probably recommend just sending Zeke out on a little bit of route. Another thing you can do is actually just go with the drag and then Zeke on a little route to the other side. So that's going to help with man coverage, just mixing different things up, and overall just creating more chaos on the field, more crossers, more under routes. Another thing you can do, let's say you don't like the post route, which I know some people don't, you can go with Amari Cooper on a little in route, just smart route it, and that's going to give you another option. Let's say he uses that crosser, and you can actually kind of throw it back, which, again, we have hook girls, we don't have users, so the in route's going to be defended, but a lot of times the crosser will be usered by him, so that's where it can be good to have a little in route there to defend. Now, let's say he's sending pressure at you, whether it's through the dollar formation, whether it's through the 2-4-5 odd formation, whatever the case may be. Something I like to do is put Y on a drag, and you can also go in route. I will usually go in route, and then I'm going to streak X, and I'm going to actually motion him across. So we're going to motion him right there, roll out, and this is just a good way to create a clear out, a little under route, and then a crosser. Of course, he's going to use the crosser, as we mentioned, so generally you can throw that in route in the middle of the field if you notice him not deep enough, because again, a lot of times they see the in route or the drag route or whatever, and they hesitate slightly with their user. If that's the case, you can actually throw the crosser over the top. So Again, block your tight end. You're going to have the play action, so you're going to be able to roll out. But you see, even these routes that aren't defended, you can pick up usually 5+ a clip with ease, and overall it's super difficult to defend. Again, even if I wanted to with this play, we can actually block the tight end, motion Cooper over, put Zeke on his little route to that side. And you see, even without anything else on that left side, we can still throw this to Zeke, and we still have enough room to pick up probably 5+ again on that other side. So we definitely have options over there with this play. And again, if we want to get creative, if you have different abilities, you can like maybe motion over a post route. I don't know what the case may be, but you could motion over Cooper on like a deeper post. If it's man coverage, get some man beating routes to the opposite side. Backpacking off of that thought, what you can do potentially is, let's say we streak A, put Zeke on a little out route to that side. Maybe we flat Y, and then we put Zeke or Cooper on a little backside slant going to that way. This is a really good setup that I've been running out of this formation for a while. So just mixing things up, different routes, different combinations, and there really is endless types of things that you can do with this PA crossers play. Again, you see really the one constant is usually having CD Lamb on his crossing route. That's going to take us into our last play, which is kind of a similar play, but it's pretty good. X under. Take a look at CD Lamb's route. We're going to focus in on him first. We'll just keep the rest of the routes kind of the same. Throw a little clear out with Dalton Schultz, but we're going to kind of roll out here with Dak, and you see it's kind of a deep crosser. Similar to the one in verticals, it's actually a little bit deeper, so I know that can be an issue potentially, and that's why if you want to run verticals instead, you can, but I like having this table route. I like having the corner route with Amari Cooper, and probably my favorite setup is to streak X, drag A, and then with Zeke, you can leave him on his table or put him on something else. Immediately, the corner route is going to be open. You have a high-low on the left side. A lot of times when people are playing against trips, they're not going to put two flat zones on that left-hand side. They're expecting a lot of crossers from right to left, different things like that, so it's unlikely to happen. And again, a lot of times they see this play. Where's their user going? It's going to follow CD Lamb on that potential type crossing route. So again, here's a good setup that you can run. You can also even just wheel Zeke if you want to. Put him on a little wheel route, which again, this is kind of a deep breaking route, but it is possible to complete him. Let's say we want to open him up maybe even a little bit more. What you can actually do is maybe, again, motion over a streak, which you saw, and I'm in the incorrect play, but I'll show it the next time, get a little bit of a better clear out. And actually, with the motion, it seemed to almost open up that bubble a little bit more, which is an interesting point. Depends formation to formation, of course, but drag, we'll streak Cooper, and then we'll just put Zeke on a little out route. So here is a look. And again, you could either motion snap. Probably for this one, I'm letting him get set and then snapping it. So there you see, you can kind of lowball it, and he is a lot more open. Again, this is without Gunslinger, so a lot of these passes would have a little bit more separation at the time of completion than they do right now with no Gunslinger ability. I'm assuming most of you guys are at least using the set feet lead ability. So again, different things you can do. Maybe we smoke screen X. Well, we go with this streak A setup. This could be an option. And then again, you can kind of lowball this to gallop. The curl flat generally will sit on any flat route, whether it's a hitch or whatever, out route, different things. So just keep that type of stuff in mind. We could kind of go with the same stuff. Maybe we, actually, never mind. Take back that thought. What we could actually do is maybe like drag X. Then we can maybe motion gallop over on his kind of corner route, turn into a post route, and then kind of snap it here. This would give us like a shorter post and then a deeper one. So you see you can kind of throw this in that spot. Again, Gunslinger will help. Those motioned out routes, again, keep in mind when you motion snap it, it's going to be a little bit slower, so they almost end up kind of crossing at the same distance. But overall, it should still be a pretty good play. Another thing I used to do was kind of motion this guy in and motion snap him right here. This creates a nice little low ball spot that you can actually throw to. So that is a thing that I actually like. A setup that I used to really run was, I think, be on a zig, X on a streak, and I actually ran this formation a ton in like Madden 18. But I used to go with, I think, something like this, and I would motion Y in, and this opens them up deep. So if you want to know how to open them up deep and kind of get a good rack animation, because when you run this play stock and you try and rack catch, you can't really do it. There's not a lot of space. You would have to have a really good click on. But when you actually motion them in, You snap him right about here. It does take a little bit slower. The motion snaps are worse than they were, but just so much space, and now you can spin, do whatever. So overall, it's going to do for the video. If you enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.